Hello, good afternoon, trader. Welcome back to my channel, Forex Black Box. I'm going to do a quick update video. Maybe I'll be speaking a little bit more than usual. I'll try to make it as short as possible. Let's just get on with it. Um, right, so quickly, I'm looking at S&P 500 future contract EES or E-mini. Talked about this the other day, last time I made a video. I have a couple legs down here, bounce off the channel, retest the breakout point right there. That was a good entry to enter on the daily if you trade it on contract for different CFDs. But if you trade that on future, obviously you're going to be looking down to the 5 minute or 1 minute time frames. It depends really what you're doing, really what you're using Renko, you're using range bars, whatever you're using. It's all really the same. It's just to do with the price and the momentum. So far we see that we bounce off here. We should have come down from here, but we didn't. We actually went up and we broke higher, come back, retest a breakout point, and we bounced off, retested one more time. Indecision going on at this a few bars here. Then after that, we'll break out of this consolidation level, momentum up, coming back down, retesting, and today we're trying to come back up again. However, to this Friday, there is less liquidity in the market, and it doesn't mean there is no momentum. There is actually a lot of momentum happened today. But when you look on the daily, you see this very small range. If we go to the 5 minute itself, you can see that we're actually doing pretty well. That was the opening here. We have an up, down, then break higher. Coming back here, we consolidate at the same level. We're right below this breakout momentum. We're supposed to be retesting it. We'll come back up from here, but we didn't. We extend the momentum, come back up. That's when everyone you should know how to do this marketing and all the stuff. Very important. Let me quickly just show you my view of how to trade quickly. I normally draw lines like that. Let me just get the tools. Here we go. We just get the line. Here's a line. Here's another one. Right. Here's another one. Okay. Then we keep looking at here. Okay, what happened here? 5 minute. This one, 2 bars normally, like previously, 2 bars, and we'll continue. If this momentum is strong, this momentum is not really strong. So we say, okay, it's a pullback. Here you go. That's the kicker. 5 minute here. You see that everyone's saying, okay, that looks like it's going to hold here. But if you look left, what is holding? Nothing is here. Nothing is empty. So there's no really a good. Um, it's in the sense it's good. Okay, I would be like a buyer above it here, right there. So just to be safe, not to assuming that it's going to go up. Okay, if I just buy on the close, guess what? You're disappointed big time because it went down. However, your stop loss you should be here below there. If you are a long time trader or swing trader, your stop loss should be below this level. However, if you try to enter here some of your positions, so I will enter X amount of contract, and after that X amount of contract here, two more, X amount of contract here, and all of them stop loss below there. So on average, if you enter here and here, and you try to enter here, you got like kind of break even here point, but it's too late, of course. You went down again. You're probably going to buy here. It's very interesting. I would buy here again, but I'm flat anyway. At the time is quarter to 1 Eastern time, and it's quarter to 6 UK time, right? So this for me, day is done. Already the momentum is priced in, priced out, and we come back down to the same range. So we're gonna probably close today at these levels. So no one know really, but we're really holding the 20. I should have a C in bounce of the 20 here. Continuation back up, at least give me head and shoulder momentum. If you see this here, looks like head and shoulder as well here. Break out the neckline, retesting it. That's another strategy, but I'm always trading the high probability trade, which is above the 20. Hold it, then we'll continue. Then I'm great. I will be jumping in. I'll be trying to targeting these highs, not this high, lows, or this high. No, I'll be targeting the previous ones because I'm sure there's a lot of trader that have been trapped here. And what they do, they buy in on a confirmation, and what they do, they exit first hand here, and then after that they exit the second level, and so on and so forth. If you know what I mean. But at the moment, the market really on the daily itself is just really not doing much. Let me delete this because it's confusing. and the third one here. There you go. So I'm using Sierra chart. I'm doing my analysis on Sierra chart, but I'm doing this here, and I'm using MT4 for Forex, but Sierra chart purely for future contract trading, E-mini, S&P 500 future, and Nasdaq future, and oil and gold. But I don't really focus on them much. I'm most of my focus on Nasdaq, and if E-mini move pushing up well, I will be jumping in E-mini as well. But Nasdaq is my main driver. Here you go. Come to Nasdaq. Moved as well. In my opinion, this is rejection. Confirm, not yet. However, we have a swing low and we come back up, but we've been rejected immediately. As soon as we break out of this day, it was a rejection. So if I go back to the 4 hours, okay, 4 hours is not going to show you well, but we come to a gap below these levels and here. So that's natural, that's normal. I'm not saying the market is going to collapse from here. No, we're still really intact inside the channel, right? It's very clear channel. You can see it here in 4 hours, and we're testing the low of the channel, but in the middle here we have a few candles just consolidating, and here we have a big candles pushing up. So this is even candles, and all these 4 candles together, I'll call it as a level. So as long as we're gonna hold here, right? If we close and hold here, probably we're gonna open and we continue back up again. So the reason being, we have a dip here, pullback, another dip, flat, another dip, and pullback. Small dip will give me 1, 2, 3. Okay, to catch up with the rest of the momentum up, as well as the election, as COVID, stimulus packaging, all stuff is going on at the moment. So I reckon that you trade on the low time frame. Don't assume that's going to continue up. I normally entered, like today, I entered on this breakout here, and I entered high on this one. My stop loss was below this candle, so around there, just that wick, that candle of interest. So that's how I look at it. Okay, that's something maybe I didn't mention before. That's the candle of interest, because that's the candle will push down, and the follow up was not that great. So I will be targeting the high of this candle. If the price indeed want to come back up, it should be at this high. Okay, there is no question. The reason being is, if I pull back, I should be closing below the 20 and I will dive down if that's down momentum. Okay, and that's how you look at it. Same here, above, come back down. This will be shaking up, but that before the market open. Okay, that's why. But that's when the market open, that's more liquidity. You see that candles, all these candles are small in sizes. Yeah, when the market open, that's where you see the big size, the big player, or not the big player. I mean, like the stock market open, and the more transaction going on, and that's why the Nasdaq started moving big, and E-mini and all markets basically become alive 100% from 2:30 UK time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, that's when the stock market open, as probably everyone know about it, and that's where the market start to get big orders in order book. Okay, so come back down, push up, should hold the 20 and continue down. That didn't happen. I was already limit order above this one. Even if you come here, if you give me leg, I will be adding more, because that looks like we building up here. However, we went down, went up, indication of higher. There's a low here, and we have another low here, but this one is higher than this one, so indication of high, very much indeed in the common play. I exit around this level, come back down, start doing this waxy here. I jumped in again here, and I exit another 25 point, and I exit again, come back here. I took another 20 point at this high. I did disappointed, really. I did disappointed, really go higher than that, then sideways, and it started pushing back up again. This candle, I was interested too. I brought above it, and my stop loss below there, and I target this high here, around here. So this is how you play the market. I did really target this high, because the reason being, the previous day high, that was this high. Okay, on the bigger time, if I just to go back there, If I can put the days, I'm not sure. Wait, daily around here. That was the previous day high. That's why I exit here because I know that is going to be rejected. If that rejected, it was a good sell opportunities, but I just hit my target for the day and I went to doing other things. So, and that's how you do normally the market. Just take you from 9:30 to 10:30. You should be complete and done. If you want to do the bonus, play a little bit and do more money, it's up to you. But normally, 1 hour after the market open, you should be hit your target already and you should be out of the market. If you want to do extra, it's up to you. Anyways, I'll be quick here, guys. Sorry, just get in gold. Is still, this. I'm keeping this here for now, just to mention this level. I'm still interested to see whether or not we're gonna come back down here. It's not too far from it. I think it's gonna be tested. Bounce from here, then we can see another leg up. This is taking too long now. Okay, if it's everyone saying okay, this is just a pullback, continue up. Guess what? It didn't happen. Trimmed from here, come back down, and even supported by the trend line and come back down, and this start losing the momentum of going back up again yet. Okay, so what I can see here on the daily itself, we talked last time. I said that look, we touching this trend line, this channel. Told you that if that channel will be breaking out, we retest and continue up, then I assume that's going to go up. And if it doesn't, we'll come back down and do this. So far, 5 days in a row, and we looking like we're gonna go down. Okay, this candle above it. Okay, maybe if we come above it, maybe we will break out and we'll continue. But I don't see that. This candle, the one it went down, the high of this candle is gonna be your marker. Not exactly at the high. Maybe just test it. That's why if you break it, there's a lot of stop losses here of the short players. So what happens is if it's been triggered, they will add is basically buy orders, buy stop. So that's their stop loss is a buy because they're a seller. In order to get rid of your position, you should sell it to someone to buy it. So someone will take your position by buying it, and that's why you have to be very careful, not buy the pip. You should see about 10 point, 5 to 10 point above it. Don't worry about how much you can move up. You should be always targeting one-to-one position, maybe higher, maybe just second here. But remember the market moving waves, and you're gonna be disappointed every time come back down. Your emotion is gonna start to play up and come back up. So that's why I normally target the following wave. I exit, then come back down and show me that I will come back up again. I'll get in again. It's no problem. That's the cost of doing business, right? So as I said, so far we're doing this. Come back up, rejected, come back here, 50%, and probably we're gonna go down from here. Looks like a small head and shoulder situation. Break out of the neckline. We're gonna see the same momentum down. So we're seeing this. We're gonna see three legs. Then start is getting slow. I'm very interested to see this level be hit. I think it's going to happen. I'm not in this market, but I'm just doing that for you guys, analyze it for you. Silver, same story. You see that very clear from the get-go. You can see there's a channel here, been rejected. If I make a copy of it, just go to put it here, matching. Obviously, this is one moving with gold, so I could say the channel how that much wide, flat, down, sideways, probably going to go down one more leg. We have this one out of it. That's the breakout point. That's the first push. Probably going to see really looking for a second push down. Let's see if that is going to be true or false. If it's false, it's going to come back up, test and continue back up. If it's true, we're going to see continuation back down. Okay. Bitcoin, same. Really, is a safe. It's not safe haven, as I told you before. It's a safe. It's a risk asset. So far we're not doing much. We're inside a small flag for push up. I'm not sure about this because we come here and we bounce back up and we've flashed everybody was trying to get in this market. We have a one push, second push, and the third one flat consolidation. Get out of this range, come back, retest it. Consolidation again, get out of the range, but we'll come back here at this level and start consolidate 11,000, maybe below that. Okay. Oil, told you before, oil has not been trading for a while here. It's just really ridiculous momentum going on here, but we started to push. If you remember, I said that it's going to go below the 20, test it and go down. It did indeed. Sideways, hugging the 20. We try to get away from the 20, supported by buyers, come back up. Now holding the 20. Let's see what was going to happen from here. But guys, in my opinion, oil is not that important. Is not the holy grail to trade it. Okay, so leave it for now because there's a lot of factors and other things to affect that market. There's no one using oil this time, and pandemic and less traffic and all stuff really. And we look like we're going to go for a second dive on COVID. So I call it COVID 20 version 20. So I don't know what it is going to happen, but in my opinion, oil is not the best asset to trade at the moment. So you better stay out of it, in my opinion. If you think you know better than I do, then you can do what you wish for. It's your account. Just to give you my opinion. Since we tested this high of dollar index, we went down. We should see in that coming back up if this momentum really want to hold the 20. But indeed, we went down below it, come back up, failure to continue up, and we break below, come back up again, small head and shoulder. Okay, neckline broken, holding the 20. So it really depends on stimulus package and all the stuff. If it's not going to happen, then we're going to see this market coming back up strong, probably around the 95. If stimulus package has been approved and everything goes before the election, probably going to see this coming back down here. Okay, it's all fundamental now controlling. The reason being is cash. Dollar index behaving as a safe haven. Everyone look for a cash in case of pandemic. Okay, also it's critical level here. We try and really go in slow. Then after that we'll break out. We should really bounce from here if this is strong momentum up, but we don't see that. We see it come near the previous low. Not the previous low, the previous low is here obviously, but the higher low, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 should be here, 5 should be up, but we don't see that. We see weakness going on. I think that's going to go down lower if the stock go up and everything is going well. Remember, the election is very soon. We are at the lows, the low of the year. Okay, if I put this, I don't have yearly, but we'll go monthly. So that's the high, that's the low, and we are really at the low. I don't know where the opening is. Here go 2020. Here, let's start from here. So that's the opening. We went up, come back down, and we're right there. You see that like a curve shape. So we're really still in red. All this red around here. You think that's gonna go more red and close wick? That could be the wick we're looking for, but really on the monthly is a different story. You can see that really strong momentum, and the pullback is not really strong enough to even come near the 50%. So really from the breakout, let's say that's the breakout point, and that's the low, and that's where we, as much as we went, you see that is not really even 50% yet. I think that's going to continue lower. We should see another leg because we're near this low. If you go back a little bit, is all together sideways for since 2015. Okay, so yeah, that's the high, that's the low, that's the high, that's the low. So we'll start shrinking the highs and the lows. So probably it's going to be another small wave inside there until we see some kind of breakout. Don't forget the election as well in a way. So that could be a good indication of a new session of 4 years where we're going to go from here. Okay, it's too much of dollar index talk, but that's just give you the bigger picture because dollar index is a dollar index. It's talking about how strong or how weak is the dollar. Okay, euro is going to behave in the same as dollar index, of course, but euro I'm still believing that 125 it's on the book and my table. I think is going to go higher. Look on the monthly. Next year we have the election. See the monthly above the 20. It's comfortably going up. So even if we just do something similar to this, coming back, and we'll start to turn it back up again, we're gonna get a little bit higher than this one, I think, and we're gonna be hitting the 25 even higher. The momentum of going down pullback, that should continue from here, but it didn't. See, this is all rejection. Remember, there's a month's view. Okay, that pullback, then continuation back down should be, that's the play. Should be the play. It is price action, all right? But the price action, I mean the patterns, you see it here. But price action showing you every time go below this is be rejected, 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 and bounce back up. Now where we are, we're not here anymore. We're up there. So we're looking for a pullback, which is in play. We have a couple of months more, probably going to be this one here as well. Then we're going to see that bounce back up, give you A, B, C on the bigger picture. Okay. Let's go back to daily bound cable. I'm still thinking cables want to go up because this one should break and continue. We found some support 3 days in a row, bounce up, come back, test the breakout, 1, 2, 3, and now we're consolidating, looking for it to break out of this range or a flag. Then we're probably going to see continuation back up. If you look on the weekly, that's the beginning of the year, COVID. Okay, so I think the year is here, March, February, May. Here we go. So let's say we open from here, we bounced up and we dive down and we bounce up again. Just to get this correctly, we're below the opening, we're retesting the opening. So overall, we're looking for a dodgy big one. Okay, everyone know that this is just because of COVID and all the stuff, but that's how you should look to the market every single day. Okay, wake up early, 15 minutes, and go through the weekly, daily, monthly, weekly, daily, where we are. You have to do that every day. That's one of your duty as a trader. You should do that. Okay, so breakout, come, retesting, hold. Let's see if you want to really continue back up, we'll come back down on the daily view. But we know that, in fact, on the bigger picture, it's a pullback like this, like this, a pullback like this. We're above the 20, so we are in a good shape. We're still holding. I don't mean that is a bullish momentum. However, we're holding. Okay. Daily, here we go. As I said, we're still hugging the 20. We didn't really leave the 20 yet. If we leave the 20 like that, back, pull back and push up, that will be the good trade like here. But office has been disappointed the following day. Probably that was a Friday when it was a gap here, and we start to climb back, selling down, coming back up, and we trying to break out of this resistance level. Okay, it's probably gonna do the same here. If you notice, market is almost like a mirror. If you have a good eye on candlestick on the market, it's like go similar to this and bounce down and come back up. It's gonna, I meant like it's gonna bounce down and come back up. It's gonna be opposite what happened here. Okay, let's see if it's true or not in the coming days. Pound yen is the same story. We had already pushed down. We'll take a break here. Really above this candle it should be a buy, but it didn't go through. Remember, the market is always doing three things. If actually two. If it doesn't go up, it will go down. Okay. Sideways, when the up and down equal in price. Okay. What does that mean? That's mean if I'm 1 million people buyer and 1 million people seller at the same time, all of them in the market, price in the market, that's what the market was going to do. This is not a noise. It's just showing you that it's still indecision going on, because every time the price come down here, buyer involved big, push it back up. Every time the price come back up here, seller get involved big and they push it down. And they keep playing that game because they're making money. Normally they make money more than the momentum like that, because they are all artificial intelligence. They have a small amount of pips they push, they exit. That's why inside each day you see the market is up, down, up, down, up, down. That because they're limited by how much farther they can go, how much stop loss they can hold. Okay, so when they do range, they recognize the range. Look at that, 2 days here, and they play that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Now breaking out of the range, then coming back up again. Everyone anticipated that it's going to go down from here, breakout point, but guess what? It didn't go. So you need to always wait for the happening. If the candle is going to do what you picture in your mind, because what you picturing is from your back testing. Okay, there's another topic I would like to talk about as well. Back testing, it doesn't mean that how much money you're making. backtesting, the fact of the backtesting is to go back in history and try to find the point of turning around, and the follow-up, okay, is like a story, the beginning of the story, the beginning of the trend, how the trend started, in which pattern, what candlestick look like, what the fight was. Did we have to pull back? How many times? All the stuff you have to keep it in mind. It's not only how much money you make in each move. You getting busy, your mind getting busy by how much money you're making by one move or two. But if you understand the concept of the market and how the market move and how to spot the turning point, that's where you are more profitable than ever. Because in each market, every market, almost 99% are the same, but some market they have a different behavior. However, the candlestick is always the same. Okay, all the technical analysis or turning point almost similar in different form. However, it's a similar in how much they're pushing up, how much percentage from this move. It should go down from here. It didn't. Or push higher. Test 20, indication of momentum back up, coming back, pull back. That we're going to continue. Okay, if the seller is really strong and this is just the only pullback for the seller, we should see more red candles. We only have two. Here we go. Green, 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 green. One, two, three green. After that, two green, two red, three red, or I could say two and a half. Okay, that's gonna bounce back up. That's the pullback. See that wicks? There's a lot of orders here. If I'm an investor and I see that coming above the 20, I say, you know what? As soon as they come near this point, these levels, I'm gonna spread my positions here. I don't really care how much you will go because my stop loss is here. Because I'm a big player, I understand how the market does. If I miss this move, for example, of course I'm not gonna miss it because I'm trading that every day and I keep adding to the story. So the market dipped here, bounced back up. What that telling you? Telling you there's a lot of orders here. This area has been supported. So I'm looking for a bounce, big bounce up. And guess what? Whoever put more orders here, that will like they put in just testing the levels. And what they're gonna do, they're gonna disappointed by moving up. So what they do, they're gonna big order here. So as soon as the market bounce on this level, then we'll fly the following candle. Why? Because there's a big buy limit here, and I brought here, and I brought there because they're disappointed of the market really didn't really come a little bit lower, so they can refill all their positions. So what happened is they have to go in the front of the train, front of the market, and they try to make it to break higher and higher and higher. I hope you get something from what I said now. I'm not going to say much is enough, but that's how you analyze the market. Okay, if you see that Wex is here you go. See the market push up, come back down, give you 3 days wicks here. Let me just zoom in. Look at that. Wick here, bounce up, come back down, and fill. I'll be putting multiple positions here, depends how much, right, to be filled. But the market fill me here only and bounce up and give me another chance here. I would add more, okay? But guess what? There's a lot of buyers. They just put come in front of the market here, right there. So start consolidate as soon as they start to break out of this level because the market is going to the liquidity as a magnet. So if you say $5 trillion standing by here, 5 trillion bounds standing here, buy orders, and here Salah waiting down there, which is all artificial intelligence, obviously, maybe 2 trillion. So I say 2 trillion here, I say 5 trillion. Which direction you think the market will go? Will go up at the breaking point, and that's what happened here. Of course, it's not all of them in one price level. No, they're spread it around like crazy, like a lot, like a magnet. Too many magnets here, and there's not much here of selling. The buyers is more than seller at this point, so the market started coming back up to the buyers, and as soon as they start to go there, it will just fly. And guess what? Why is it returning from here? That's where the take profit is more seller positions here, and the market need to look for a buyer here. What that giving you? Give you waves. Here you go. Anyways, next, Pound New Zealand, same thing. If you understand the market structure, how the market does work, we're in a sideways. Sell high, buy low, sell high, buy low. However, we are right in the middle of this. We are at the bottom, halfway through down. So sell more, buy less until you see more momentum up. So that's what I mean by sell high, buy low. Buy low, small. I mean, like, don't go, if you say 20 lots, say just only maybe 8 lots here, buy, and maybe you can sell 20 lot down, because we're still in a down momentum. That could be a flag for continuation back down. And guess what? If we break out of this range, confirm that's going to break, then you can add in the rest of your positions. So far I see here a drop down, one, two, and we're starting losing momentum. So I think it's going to continue more lower. Okay, there's a channel here. Let me draw that quickly. It's not a channel, like trend line. We broke that trend line here from the first one, and we have a second one here. Let me make a copy. Never mind. So that point here, so I took it from the top, the first point, and extended. Okay, we'll break out of it, we retest it one, twice, but we're really not progressing. Okay, so I think that's gonna take some time. But it's gonna overall gonna give you one leg, two, three. Okay, pound CAD, the same story here, guys. Like all bound bears like look that way except the pound dollar. No, I think almost all of them. Sorry, all of them have that dip. Come back here. It's all to do with Brexit as well. But technically, it looks like it's holding that level regardless of Brexit yet. But remember, fundamental and technical, they work hand in hand, especially at this moment of Brexit, especially after COVID. So if I used to say 20% fundamental and 80% technical, now at this point I would say 50-50. Okay, maybe more fundamental, because we have a big fundamental coming up, which is the election, also COVID, and also Brexit. So you can take it that way. Most of them is going to happen at the same time, both of them at the same time, actually, the election and Brexit. Okay, then the COVID, probably by the end of the year, we're going to see some more result of it. So we've got three factors, remember that. So do not put too much money on you, risk less, take your profit quickly, and then tie your stop loss in the proper place. So if you're trying to long from this point, your stop loss should be here or around this high or low. If you're trying to target this high, or right in the middle. I don't think that's going to happen, but no one knows what's going to happen until it starts showing you smaller time frame entries. Okay, pound Swiss, this is really sideways. I don't know who trading this, but I don't trade it myself, so it's kind of sideways. It's showing that it's not really moving anywhere. So I'm gonna call it a day, guys, and a week. You guys have a beautiful weekend. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and like and leave a comment, and leave a comment to me. Tell me what did you hear? Did that does help you? Do you need more information? I'm not really trying to sell you anything here. I'm just trying to help the community. I'm not after anything. I don't need this. I'm just doing that for you guys, because you need to understand that trading is a business. You need to treat it as a business. Okay. Look to any business model any business. It will tell you what's going wrong, what's going well. If anything going wrong, you need to fix it. Okay. If you don't have enough brass action information and studies, you should actually improve on that. Okay, so to be your business improve. But if you're not doing that, you're not going to improve. You're going to be always make money and lose it, make money and lose it. You still at the same level as you've been for the last 12 months, for example. Okay, I hope that been informative for you. Thanks guys for being here, and you have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Thanks, bye.